back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a DIY of how I transform my ugly kitchen countertops, and I have disliked the color green since day one, besides the fact that the rest of the place is bright and airy, and this was so dull and it just didn't give the space any justice. So I figured, what can I do that's affordable and obviously a temporary fix because I'm only renting. I didn't want to spend a lot of money in this place. So I was searching online. I've seen a lot of videos on repainting or like that epoxy, but that is also costly and it takes a lot of time and drying time and repeating the process. So that was kind of out of the question for me. But I did, upon watching YouTube videos, I did see a video from Amber from Boss Mom Hustle, and she pretty much had the same situation like me. She didn't want to spend a lot of money, but she wanted to cover the countertops, make them look pretty. So she found this contact paper. She showed and as well as linked it. It's from Menards, so there's no Menards close to me, so I did look online and they actually had it. Now her video was over a year ago, so I was kind of hoping that they would still have that same contact paper, and they did. So I paid, I believe it was right under $10 a roll. So for my space, I figured I'd need about 3 rolls. So I ordered it. Disclaimer. So this is not for everyone, but this worked for me. Like I said, I didn't want to spend a lot of money and it just worked out. Obviously, I'm not going to put a hot pot on there. I'm going to try and protect it as much as I can. I do have more left on one of the rolls. Actually, the last roll, we kind of used like 2.5. So just in case I need to do a little patch, I have some left to do that. I think it just gave the kitchen a whole new look. It brightened it up, which was one of my other goals that I was looking for. I hope this video can help somebody that's in the same situation as me. They don't want to spend a lot of money, but they want the kitchen to look nice. So that's where we are at, and I'm going to show you with the help of Mark, my son. He's going to start helping me, and then I'm going to finish the rest. I'm going to take you along and show you everything that we did. All you're gonna need is the contact paper, scissors, a box cutter, or I had an X-Acto knife, a credit card, or a scraper. So basically that's all you need. It's pretty easy. The only suggestion and tip I would definitely say is take your time, do not rush, because it can get wrinkles and air bubbles, but just take your time and, you know, with the credit card or scraper, just kind of work at it, and as you go down you'll be using the scraper and it pretty much will get all the air bubbles. It's such a light color that it's really hard to see. If there's a few, it's okay, and I'm a perfectionist, so I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to show you the before and after and as we were doing it. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope it could help someone if you're in the same situation. And let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, or if you've done a DIY like this before, because I have never. So I was a little nervous at first, but I said, hey, I'm just gonna do it and hope for the best. So yeah, I think it turned out really nice. I hope that you guys like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe if you have not done so already. I would love to have you. And without further ado, let's jump right on into the video. So the first thing I went ahead and did was clean off the counters really well, making sure there was no dirt or crumbs on the counter because it will affect the way the paper lays down and it will get stuck underneath. So we went ahead and we started off on the far corner here of the countertop, and we just took a small piece to test it out, and with the scraper he's just making sure it's nice and flat with no air bubbles in it. And then we were kind of playing around with it to see if we should measure it or how to like piece it in, because you can't just take a whole piece and do the whole length of the counter. It doesn't work that way. It will get a lot of wrinkles and it will not come out right. So this is why we did this. Now the good thing about this paper is that it's very forgiving. So if you see you're getting a lot of air bubbles, you can easily pull it up and start over again. That's the reason why I bought 3 rolls, because I knew I would have a little bit extra in case I needed it. So like I said, we're just starting here and we're going to be piecing the rest of the way down. And then of course going very lightly with the scraper, and I will also be using the credit card as well. So you just want to work nice and slowly with it, and with the card or the scraper, just press lightly and you should have no problems. So we did make it to the end of the counter, and if you're wondering why we are not covering the edges, it's because these counters are rounded. We did try, but just did not look right. So I'm going to think of something that I can do, maybe some kind of paint, something that matches the color of the contact paper, but for now it'll have to do as is. And here we just continued the same exact thing, but this portion of the counter was a little bit less wide, so it was much easier. So the sink area was a little bit more tricky, but I had to just measure the piece that I needed, and then I went in with the X-Acto knife and cut out. It allowed me to get the exact size that I needed for that space, and then I went ahead nice and slow and laid it down, and then used the credit card to get out whatever air bubbles were there. So you're probably wondering about contact paper in the kitchen. It's supposed to be waterproof, so if you change your mind about it, you can pull it right up and not even damage your counters, which means that it's also renter friendly. So again, the good thing about this marble print is that it hides imperfections very well, because I had to actually piece in this back part over here, and after I was done, it looked just like one whole piece and you couldn't even tell. So here's a tip: an X-Acto knife is much easier to handle and more precise than a box cutter. Plus it comes in very handy with those air bubbles that are hard to get out. So all you'll need to do is just take the tip of the X-Acto knife and poke a small hole in the center of the air bubble, and very gently with the credit card or scraper, press on that air bubble very lightly and it should come out. Here I'm just showing you the edges. I took the X-Acto knife and they came nice and clean. Until I decide what I want to do with the edges, I'm perfectly fine with the way it looks. I love the way it turned out. It just gave the kitchen a whole new look, and it definitely brightened it up, which was my goal here. So I just saved the paper to show you. It's by Easy Liner, and I'm going to link it below for you. It's for surfaces, and it also shows for countertops. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little kitchen DIY. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you again real soon in the next video. Bye!